Today, I will present the literature review on the Performance Management System or PMS. This section discusses the introduction to PMS, its objectives, the performance management process, performance appraisal methods, its importance, and the challenges in implementing the system. Firstly, a performance management system is a continuous used by organizations to ensure that employees perform according to organizational goals. According to Armstrong, PMS is more than an annual performance appraisal. It is an ongoing process that includes planning, monitoring, evaluating performance, providing feedback, and developing employees. Dessler also states that PMS helps employees understand their responsibilities and contribute effectively to the organization's success. Next, the main objectives of PMS are to improve employee productivity by setting clear performance goals, identify employee strength and weakness, and support their career development. In addition, PMS helps management make decisions related to rewards, promotions, and training based on employees' actual performance. Moving on to the performance management process, Armstrong explains that PMS consists of 5 main stages. These are goal settings, performance monitoring, performance appraisal, feedback, and employee development. This stage forms a continuous cycle that helps employees improve their performance while supporting the organization's overall effectiveness. There are also several performance appraisal methods used by organizations. These include key performance indicators or KPIs, management by objectives known as MBO, 360-degree feedback, and the rating scale method. Although different methods are available, Armstrong emphasized that the success of PMS depends on fair and consistent implementation rather than the method itself. In terms of importance, PMS helps increase employee motivation, improve communication between managers and employees, identify high-performing employees, and determine training and development needs. As a result, organizations can develop a more skilled workforce and achieve better organizational performance. However, implementing PMS also comes with several challenges. According to Aguinis, common challenges include evaluation bias, ineffective communication, inconsistent appraisal standards, and employees' perceptions that the system is unfair or lacks transparency. Therefore, organizations should ensure that the performance management process is objective, transparent, and consistent. In conclusion, the literature shows that a performance management system is an essential tool in human resource management. When implemented fairly and effectively, it improves employee performance, supports continuous development, and helps organizations achieve their strategic goals.
Hi, my name is Norwadiha binti Rudwan. Now I will present our interview findings, starting with our first point, which is the system implementation. PICC managed its performance system digitally using the monitoring dashboard BSC FY 2036, which is fully built on the balanced scorecard framework. By utilizing Microsoft Excel and also Power BI, which is Business Intelligence Management, can track real-time progress across all business units. To ensure smooth data entry and reduce technical errors, the HR department proactively provide continuous training to all system users. Moving on to our second point, which is main criteria and evaluation methods. PICC combines both quantitative and qualitative methods for evaluation. First is the KPI metric, which is to measure hard targets like contributing to the company's 95 million ringgit annual revenue, passing operational audits, and completing a minimum of 16 training hours a year. Second is the core competencies, which is to carry a 20% weightage. This assesses qualitative behavioral traits such as communication, creativity, and daily attendance discipline. The final appraisal uses a 1 to 5 scale, where a score of 3.0 or above qualifies staff for bonuses and 4.0 or above supports promotions. For our third point, which is frequency and responsibility, performance evaluations at PICC are done continuously through a biannual review process, meaning twice a year. The mid-year review is highly emphasized because it acts as an early progress check, allowing employees to fix their performance gaps before the final year-end grading. The system operates on a shared responsibility model. Business unit managers and supervisors are responsible for setting operational targets and grading soft skills, while the HR department acts as the central coordinator to ensure compliance, maintain records, and also to manage follow-up actions for underperforming staff.
After the performance review, PICC shares the result through an annual town hall presentation, which is the management present the previous year's KPI achievement to all employees. Even if the company does not fully achieve the target, the management can communicate the result positively to maintain the employee motivation, which is it help employees who perform well are also reward with bonus and also the financial incentive, which is this encourage them to achieve even better for the next year. So next, impact of a performance appraisal or rewards. PSCC links employee performance directly to the reward, which is the employee who achieve a score 3.0 or above are eligible to receive the bonus, which is employee who score 4.0 or above may be considered of promotion, and also if they consistently demonstrate excellent performance, they can upgrade their position. So this system ensure that the reward are fair, transparent, and also based on actual employee achievement. So next, action for low-performing staff. So for employees who fail to achieve at least 90% of their KPI target, both HR and supervisor will identify the reason behind their poor performance. The attendance and punctuality are actually closely monitored. So the employee must explain their repeat absence or lateness, and HR will take the further action if necessary. So any KPI target that are not achieved will be carried forward until they are successfully complete. So next, challenges in performing management. So one of the biggest challenges that faced by PICC is that some employees do not fully understand their purpose of their KPI target. So to overcome this issue, top management will conduct briefing session with department heads. So this department head then can communicate the KPI objective clearly to their teams, so that they can understand. So this approach can improve communication and also increase the employee understanding and help everyone work toward the same organizational goals.
Hi, firstly my name is Nordiana Izni. So we move to the next slide, which is comparison of interview findings and literature review. This section compares the interview findings from Putrajaya International Convention Centre or PICC with the literature review on performance management. The purpose is to determine whether PICC performance management practice are consistent with the theories and previous studies. Overall, the interview findings shows that PICC applies performance management practice that are generally consistent with the literature. So, the next is performance management system. According to the literature, an effective performance management system should align employees' performance with the organization's strategic goals. Kaplan and Norton introduced the balanced scorecard, which measure both financial and non-financial performance. Similarly, the interview findings show that PICC used the balanced scorecard through the monitoring dashboard BSC FY 2026. PICC also used Microsoft Excel and Power BI to monitor employees' performance and provide training for employees who need supports in using the digital system. Besides, PICC performance management system is consistent with the literature. So, we move to the next slide, which is performance evaluation methods. The literature explained that employee performance should be evaluated using key performance indicators or KPIs together with competency assessment. Based on the interview, PICC evaluates employees using both methods. KPIs include revenue targets, operational audit performance, and training hours. Competency assessment include communication skill, work quality, creativity, customer focus, compliance, and attendance. This shows that PICC use both measurable performance indicators and behavioral competencies, which is consistent with the literature. Okay, this slide is about performance evaluation process. The interview finding shows that PICC conducts continuous performance evaluation through regular monitoring and mid-year reviews. The evaluation process involves employees, supervisors, manager and the HR department. This is similar to the literature which state the performance management should be a continuous process involving communication between employees and management. Therefore, PICC follows the recommended performance evaluation process. So this is my last part, which is performance review and feedback. According to Aguinis, regular performance reviews and constructive feedback help employees improve their performance. At PICC, performance reviews are conducted during mid-year and year-end evaluations. Feedback is also provided during the annual town hall session, where management share the organization KPI achievement and motivate employees. So that this practice support the literature because continuous feedback helps employees stay focused and improve their performance.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alright, for the reward and low performance employees, the literature explained that performance appraisal should be linked with reward and employee development. The interview findings show that employees who score 3.0 and above are eligible for bonus, while employees who score 4.0 and above may be considered for promotion. For employees who lower performance, supervisor and HR monitor their progress, identify performance issue and provide guidance instead of giving immediate punishment. This shows that PICC reward high-performing employees while helping low-performing employees improve. Alright, and then for the challenges. The main challenge identified during the interview is that some employees do not fully understand their KPI target. To solve this problem, top management conduct briefing session with department heads. Department heads then explain the KPI objective clearly to their teams. This finding is consistent with the literature which is highlight that effective communication is important for successful performance management. Alright, so the overall analysis, in conclusion, the interview findings are largely consistent with the literature review. PICC implements a structured performance management system using the balanced scorecard supported by digital monitoring tools, KPIs, competency assessment, continuous performance reviews, constructive feedback, reward system, and improvement plan for low performing employees. Although there are challenges in employees' understanding of KPIs, PICC addresses this through regularly communication and briefing session. Overall, PICC demonstrates good performance management practices that align with established theories and best practices. Alright, that's all from me. Thank you. Alright, so the conclusion here, performance management system help improve employees' performance. PICC use balanced scorecard, BSC, KPIs and competency assessment. Performance reviews and feedback improve employees' motivation. Reward and improvement plans support employees' development. PICC's practices are consistent with performance management theories. Effective PMS help PICC achieve organizational goals and service quality. Alright, that's all from me. Thank you.